Hello students! So we're going to talk about our girl Emily Dickinson again today, and one of her famous pieces is Because I Could Not Stop for Death. I enjoyed this poem maybe in 9th grade or somewhere thereabout. We had a couple of poems we could memorize, so here it goes. Because I could not stop for death, he kindly stopped for me. The carriage held but just ourselves and immortality. We slowly drove, he knew no haste, and I'd put away my labor and my leisure too for his civility. We passed the school where children strove at recess in the ring. We passed the setting sun, or rather, he passed us. The dews were quivering and chill, for only gossamer my gown, my tippet only tulle. We paused before a house that seemed a swelling of the ground. The roof was scarcely visible, the cornice in the ground. 'Tis then, since centuries, and yet feels shorter than the day, I first surmised the horses' heads were towards eternity. And it probably ends in a dash. I can't see it exactly in my brain. But Dickinson composes this lovely allegory, I guess, of death coming in as a man driving in a carriage just to take her out for a pleasant little ride. So she goes through the death process by this metaphor. And she pauses her labor and her leisure, her work and her fun things in life to die, basically. The part where she passes the school where children strive at recess in the ring, we pass the fields of grain, we pass the setting sun, could be like her life flashed before her eyes. The children, the youth, the activity, and then grain is usually a fertility metaphor, so maybe adulthood, and the setting sun, maybe her later years, or maybe just the passage from earth to the great beyond. They paused before a house that seemed a swelling of the ground. This was the big epiphany moment for me as a teenager when someone explained the house. Okay, let's think about this. What is she describing? Something that's a little bit over the ground and a lot under the ground? The roof was scarcely visible, the cornice in the ground. So boop, 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 going into the grave. 'Tis then, 'tis centuries, and yet feels shorter than the day. I first surmised the horses' heads were towards eternity. So no matter how much time has passed beyond that, after her death, that moment when she realized she was dying was the longest moment of all, where the horses, she realizes where she's headed. So it's a wonderful visually constructed poem with a little journey motif going on, and a moment of realization towards the end. So it's always been a fun poem to teach and a fun poem to learn. So thanks, Miss Dickinson.